Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a moto vlog of my first service on the Triumph 660. As you can see, I'm just past 687 miles. It is recommended at 600 miles to get your first service done, and it has to be at the dealership. So I called yesterday and they were able to squeeze me in for an appointment today. I will take you guys along with me. I'll let you know how much it cost, what they actually serviced, and pretty much what the whole process is like. It's a beautiful day to go for a ride. By the way, you guys, last week I made a video about this cell phone mount, my bar and mirrors, these sliders down here. I wrapped part of the bike. I did a kickstand widener, a bunch of mods for this bike for around $100. If you feel like checking that out, click on that link up there. And just a disclaimer, I am not an expert by any means. I am just a guy that is a Triumph Trident enthusiast. I love the 660. I love all the Triumph motorcycles, in fact. But I will be posting videos more about this motorcycle, and you should consider subscribing if that's something that you're into as well. And let's go. Can't let this FedEx truck beat me. I keep telling myself I'm breaking this bike in. I'm breaking this bike in. I gotta be gentle. I gotta be easy. But speaking of the break-in period, I don't know about you guys. Maybe comment below. I will do a quick survey if you're a Trident owner. But at the 300 mile mark, this bike unlocked for me. It was so much smoother. For some reason, when I first got it, it was really clunky when I shift it, and when I accelerate, it was like jerking around. But at the 300 mile mark, it's like smooth as butter. So it continues to break in. I'm hoping after this first service, it'll improve even more as far as the smoothness. Oh, here we are. All right, I just need to take it to the service. I believe we're going around the back here. Oh, yep, I headed the right way. Alright, so let's go inside the shop. We'll check out all the motorcycles. I'm such a fanboy of Triumph. I love every single motorcycle they have. I love visiting this store. I'm gonna park right here and I'll update you guys after my service. It looks like I'm hitting a little bit of traffic here, so let's go ahead and talk about my experience at SoCal Motorcycles, where I got my service done there in Brea, California. I did purchase my motorcycle at that shop, so they gave me a 10% discount, and I'm sure that's what most people are wondering, what was the price for this service. So with the 10% discount, my total ended up being $296.55. Basically just under $300 for my first service. It's kind of funny, the gentleman that handed me my paperwork afterwards kind of scolded me. He said, "This isn't a beginner bike, I shouldn't have got this for my first motorcycle." And I told him, you know what, I know my limits. I ride it in rain mode for 90% of the time. I have two friends that I have on Ducatis that I don't want to get left in the dust, so occasionally I'll put it in road mode and I'll just take off to keep up with them. But for the most part, for what I'm doing, in fact right now I'm in rain mode, but for 90% of the time I cruise around in rain mode and I feel safe and comfortable, and I know my limits. I'm as safe as I want to be. But that technician did not like hearing that this was my first motorcycle. Looks like we're slowing down again here. Squeeze me. So let's go ahead and talk about how long it took. It was about, actually just exactly 2 hours. I got in there at 3 p.m. and I got out of there by 5:05, so just over 2 hours. So that was extremely fast. I was okay with waiting for 2 hours there at the shop and checking out all the bikes and their merchandise. Let's talk about what they checked and what they serviced. First of all, I just asked them to do everything by the book, service everything by whatever the manual recommended. So they did change the oil and change the filter. They used Shell oil. It was 15W50. I believe it was 4 quarts. They did an entire safety check. They checked the battery and the charging systems. They torqued all the chassis and brake bolts. They did adjust the throttle and clutch cable slightly. And they tested the brake and the tire tread life. They told me that my brakes had 95% in the front and the rear remaining, and that my tire tread remaining in the front and the rear was also at 95%. They adjusted my PSI. They said front tire should be at 36 and the rear tire at 38, so we called that good. They checked all the fluids like I mentioned, and they did do a test ride just to make sure that it was everything was functioning appropriately. And boy, it does feel smooth. Like I said, this engine just continues to break in and it's shifting smoother. The clunkiness is going away. The acceleration is feeling smoother. I do not have the quick shift. I like the feeling of the clutch. So I've always enjoyed that shifting feeling, and it just keeps getting more and more user-friendly, more and more enjoyable. And I'm just curious if you guys would like to see a video of chain maintenance for this bike, how to clean it, how to check the tension. If that's a video you'd be interested in seeing, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. But yeah, I'm sorry this wasn't the most scenic drive. It is my commute back from the shop there in Brea, just out here on the freeway. But I appreciate you guys for watching. Again, if you guys have any questions, comment below. I usually respond to all of the comments. And thanks for watching. I will remind everyone, as usual, make sure you're getting outside, you're staying hydrated, and you keep on